Good day, welcome back to my green. It is the beginning of fall, which means our growing season is close to an end. Some of my plants already giving up, but some still going strong. So today I'm going to give you an update on my garden. So let's start with the cucumber in the pot here. I sowed them around midsummer, so since then it's about 2 months old, and it have grown like about 6 feet. It grow very well. It also just produced a few fruits that we already picked them, and there's more to come, but it's still too small to harvest. So up to this point it already get some powdery mildew, and some of the leaf it get burned from the cool night that we get in a few days ago, and it's still producing, but just not that much. So this plant have grown a lot because it receives plenty of sunlight. It receives from morning up until evening. So if you want to grow and want your plant produce, you have to give them a lot of sunlight if you can, because later on I'm gonna show you it's the same plant, same cucumber, but it get less sun and it doesn't grow that well. Okay, now we continue with cucumber. This one is a different type of cucumber. Now the fruit is mature already, and it should be ready to harvest in about 2 weeks. It doesn't have much flavor when it ripe or mature, but we use it to cut them in cube, clean the skin, everything, and then use only the flesh. Put in some sugar or milk, and then put some ice. That's how we eat it, or even some coconut milk mixed together. And it's nice. It doesn't have much flavor, but it has a very light but nice fragrance. This one I sell a seed. Last season I bought a whole fruit like this from a vendor that they sell it in a local park, a public local park in Pennsylvania. And then I sell it, and it does sprout and produce fruits. So you can so this one you can either grow it for mature fruits, or you can grow it for young fruits. If it's young, this one is just like a tiny one. It's too small, but just to give you a sample. It's young, you just use it just whatever you use, like a cucumber, regular cucumber. But we usually pick it when it's like a lot bigger than this one. This one just too small, and we dry them up, like put in salt, let it make it like a salty cucumber. Okay, moving on. Growing together with cucumber is one loofah. This one we let it to go to seeds, so we can collect it for the next season. Hopefully it can ripe seed that viable for germination next season. And this loofah, the inside part, when it ready, you can use it for a sponge, like a sponge bath. We have been picking from this tree for quite a little bit, but now it's getting to cool down, and it seems to pull back on production. Okay, here a little bigger of the loofah, so you get the idea of what is going on. So this one is likely there's no pollinator to come around because the weather getting cool, especially in the night time. So the pollinators seem to go to hibernation or somehow, and that's why it's only the head like a swell, but the down part is small. So this means it's not pollinated, and seem to be done for the growing season now. It doesn't want to grow anymore. And that's all for this area. I be able to get one cucumber fruit about to ripening, and last time I showed you there was a watermelon plant, but it doesn't bear any fruits, only cucumber. So that for this area I can produce only this one. For loofah, it doesn't require much space if you don't have to, because I just grow them all along the fence, and if you give them more space, it's gonna take more space as it is, and it's going to produce more fruit also. But I don't really like this much, so this much of growth or this much of space, it produces just enough for us to eat. So if you don't have space, you just let them grow along the fence. It should be enough fruit for you to eat. And next close to it, on the side here, is a kind of taro type plants. I call it a taro leaf plant. I'm not so sure what you call this one, but this we personally eat only the stem. We cut the stem and clean the skin out, and then we put in cooking. Okay, and moving a little bit more, this one is asparagus. It's from a first year ground. For its first season, it grow a lot too. I grow quite a little bit of them, especially on this side. It grow very well. It also on this side, a few of them, but it doesn't do really that well at all. Some even seem to rot and maybe going to die, these guys. This asparagus is growing some weird looking shoot. I don't know what's causing that, but the spear is very tiny ones. So at the first season, we're not gonna be able to harvest any of the spear. We just let it grow to establish its crowns. So the first season, second season, we still let it going, but after third season and fourth season, you can start to pick your spear, and it's going to continue producing spear for like 20 years. So this one, at first, it take a little time and effort, but after it get established, you can just relax and just harvest. Alright, close to asparagus, right along the fence, it's a Japanese wing beans. We have been harvesting almost every week. It produces very good, but this one doesn't store very well at all. After you pick, like it look like it was picked a few days ago. It get black and doesn't look fresh. So for Japanese wing bean, we grow along the fence here. It doesn't need much space, but if you give them more space, it's going to produce more, just like a loofah. And the bigger plant here, this one amaranth, it have go to bowl now. So you can sell some of the seed for the next season, but this one, if I believe, we plant only one time, and the seed is over winter and it sells it by itself now. We eat the leaf, the green leaf. It's just like use it like spinach or any green leaf plant. It's very rich in vitamins. There's more of the amaranth. We have quite a few of them that we let it grow. There's one more bigger one. So the cucumber is around there on that side, and then loofah, and then a Japanese wing bean, and around along here is a bitter melon. Bitter melon this season is not really much. It does produce okay, but not as crazy like last season. Probably last season we grow it too many that we don't we couldn't even eat them all. We usually end up give to neighbors and friends some time of them, but this season we just scale back down, and it's okay to just feed our family this season. And just in case if you don't know what we cook with this one, we usually cut in half and then scoop out the seeds and all the white part inside, and then stuff with the chopped pork. And then we just put in pork broth or beef broth, whatever you prefer, until it's tender. You throw a little scallion on top, and then that's it. Voila, yummy. So for bitter melon, it starts from there all the way turn to there, right behind that amaranth tree. Lower down a little bit is an eggplant. Almost all of my cucumber plant has been killed by this disease or whatever mystery thing, and now it turned into eggplants, and a few of my tomato plant also get some kind of die off like that too. Okay, now move on to the right hand side a little bit. This one just give you an update look. They are strawberry patch. After this one, I'm going to dig them out and maybe put a little new soil and put them in a kind of raised bed, so it's going to produce some fruit. This season, not much because slug get on them way too much, and it doesn't look any good now. Okay, now keep going. The garden is a little messy because I don't really clean up much. This season, my tomato plant going very strong despite late in the season already, which is unlike last season. It get disease so quick, but up until now it still have flower and want to fruit more. And look, it's very green, put out a lot of green shoot. I believe it because of the watering habits. This season we have put the sprinkler system into a daily watering, so every day it's water. That's why it look I put out a lot of growth. Last time I watched a Charles Downing video, he stopped watering his tomato plant and it looked very old and almost dead. But he doing that to get the fruit ripenings. But mine, I think I need to stop watering too. More a little further, we have two fruit that almost ready to go. One and down there. This time I gonna keep a close eye on this one because I don't really have much ripening Cherokee purple or black cream this season. So this one hopefully it's not going to split on me again. Moving down a little bit, this one is a turmeric plant. This one is I got the seed, I got the rhizome from store-bought, and I just tried to sprout it, and to my surprise it does sprout and grow, but doesn't look like going to produce much because here it's already fall and this one doesn't like cold at all. The fragrance of the leaf is very strong. You can cooking with this one, or you can wrap fish or any meat to get the fragrance or flavor from this leaf. And for the rhizome or roots, I assume you already know what it look like and what to use. Rice next to turmeric is a close relative to this one is ginger. So this one I got the rhizome from a store-bought also. I don't spend money on what plant that they sell like $15-20 for like a piece or two. This one we get like $10 a pound or 2 pound or maybe 3 pound. So this growing very well also. It very lush greens and going strong. We have been harvest quite a few of them to use in cooking, you know, like a stir fry with chicken or with beef. Oh, this one is very good. And homegrown is has a lot more flavor and fragrance because it's fresh. We pick when we need only. Okay, now let me give you a closer look to one of the cucumber plants. This one is just the same. I saw them at the same time of the one that I showed you earlier at the top of the roof, but it get out compete by the some other plant and shade by them, and also it get chopped the head off, so it doesn't grow up at all and doesn't produce any fruit at all. Later on, I'm going to give you a closer look at the more cucumber plant that are the same age of with these ones. But now let us move on. Okay, so the tomato plant here is going crazy like a jungle now. It's produce a lot of small fruit and likely not going to ripe. Down here, this one, from my tomato eating experiment, it was like a tiny thumb size, but now it's quite a big piece. but might be not going to ripe on time. Here more, down here still have more tomato, very good size. Up here, this one is look like it ripe, but it's not ripe, probably because the top of the tree is dying from the mysterious thing, maybe disease. Okay, move further down a little bit more. We have this one is about to ripe, and more down here and here and here. Quite a few tomato have left, but the rest only a green growth, and it not gonna be stand a chance of the frost about to come. Okay, lower down a little bit, this one eggplants. Let's check it out what they are. Okay, this one long eggplants. We have been picking some of them quite almost every week too. We cook, we eat them fresh, we dip them in a fermented fish, everything. So this one is the name of this variety, I think violet frog eggplant. It's produce a small and round eggplant with the purple-ish. That's why they call it violet. This one is very crunchy. Okay, now from this angle, it look like a big jungle, because I just don't really care at all up to this point. I just let it grow whatever it grows. So around this area, we was showing you about eggplant, and now look the whole area. Moving up a little bit so you can see a better picture. Look at the tomato jungle. On the right hand side here, nothing much, only some dahlia. Very beautiful. So we turn around a little bit, come to the last part of our garden. This side, this one is the front of the house. This one is the last part of the gardens. So this one is the cell-seed black cherry tomato. It's just go crazy with the other plants. Moving down here, let's check what they had there. I see one tomato down there. There's one red tomato that already spoiled. I missed this one. It's spoiled already. This one is blueberry. Last season it produced a few fruit, but this season it doesn't produce. This one is another one, and this one is pink lemonade blueberry. None of them are producing any fruit. It's shaded by the tomato plant. Okay, and here a wider look of the rest of the plant. In the front yard here, it's now left only a tomato majority of it. Look at this. It's still looking good. But one of the, let me give a closer look. One of the tomato is that down there. It's spoiled, and here is another cluster. Maybe I need to harvest some of them before it gets spoiled, just like the one on the floor. I wait too long, it gets spoiled. And in the front yard here, that's all I pretty much it. And oh, this one a cucumber plant. This one is the same age also. It about like 3 feet have grown. Meanwhile the other one like 6 feet. So this one, what you can expect if you grow them in the shade. It doesn't get much light, so it grows very slowly, and it doesn't produce any fruit yet. Yes, a flower, but it's not the female flower that have fruit. This one, a male flower, doesn't have any fruit. There's a tiny cucumber up there. Here, this one, the persimmon tree that it produced some fruit, but it dropped all of it, only one whole. But a few days ago, someone passed by here and they picked it already, so we don't have the chance to taste the fruit. Wait for the next season again. Going down is a kale. We don't really since I grow this one this season, we don't have a chance to cook anything with kale just yet. It just grow and grow. Okay, down here we have a purple peppers. It doesn't grow that well at all. I think this one is the first fruit that we have it. So next season we have to give them a longer head start, because here in New England it's not that long of a growing season at all. So it need a more head start, and also I think I need to put them in a more sunny spot so it can grow faster and can start to produce. And that's pretty much it. I see you in the video. Bye bye.